Hey, y'all. Your homegirl, Ronnika. Please do tell podcast. It's so great to be back with you all again in the studio. I want to take the time to just, again, thank you all for helping me close those doors to the steelelens.com, and what the next website and project will be looking like is that we will have everything under one roof, which I am so grateful that this will be happening. So we're rebranding ourselves to Story Salon, which please do tell will be nice and comfortable under that umbrella. But I'll talk to you about that a little bit later. I want to be able to share 3 more stories with you before not being able to find the Steel Lens post anymore. I know. Where are they going to be? I don't know. Maybe they'll be archived somewhere, because that was some years of me pouring out stories during me trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So let's get into the first story, shall we? So the first story is actually from June 26th of 2017, and it's the season of shift. Change is good. Do I see a theme? Because the last day for this Still Thankful challenge, we talked about closure. So I think there's a theme here. So I'm going to read you a story, and you let me know what you think, okay? One would say that all good things come to an end. I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning of this month, too. Don't worry, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just observing some things that's going on around me. My boss deciding to resign, and the CEO of one of the largest corporations in the world stepped down in the same week. Same city, organizations impacted. And the only thing we can focus on is, how will their departure affect us? When I heard the news about both of them, I instantly thought that their time had come to an end, and God is still in control. Another chapter for them is another chapter for us as well, right? The older I get, the more I realize that change isn't always good. Then I thought, change is not good only if we choose not to embrace the shift. There are 2 things that we can expect every year: birthdays and seasons. Do you find yourself upset or resisting the shift of the above events? I didn't think so. When people decide to move on, we should look at the opportunity to embrace change within our lives too. I was on the highway last week thinking about how the first 6 months of 2017 has flown by, and July was beginning on Saturday. For the last 9 years, there's always been a shift in my life during the month of July: beginning and ending a job, relocating, school, or completing the first book in my children's book series. Change is inevitable. Let's remember that it's all good. Seasons change, and a shift in our life is an opportunity to embrace something amazing on the horizon. XOXO RJ. So even when my mom called me this morning and she said, "How are you doing?" And she can usually tell by the sound of my voice, like, I'm all right. You just all right? She doesn't like all right. She doesn't like okay. She doesn't like when I say yes or yeah, I believe you, amen. She said it lacks confidence, that I don't believe that God is going to show up and just show out for the things that I want to come. So change is good. Shift is happening. And just embrace it. We'll be right back with another story. Are you all ready for another story from my blog? So this is all about reflection. And as I stated to you at the very beginning, that I'm going to read some stories from thesteelelens.com. And here's another. This was in August of 2017, and it's setbacks, comebacks, What do they mean to a 30-something-year-old? You ready? Let's go. My mom gave me this book called It's Time for Your Comeback by Tim Story, the last year of my 20s. I was re-enrolling in grad school after dealing with life, burn accidents, surgeries, father's death. Let's just say a sister was going through some things. This book allowed me to not let my past define where I was going for the future and necessary steps to keep pushing forward. After finishing the book, I thought to myself, man, my 30s should be a breeze, right? Okay, wrong. That's what I put. My dad's favorite line was wrong answer. Don't let me forget to give that to y'all. So I have the audio clip and everything. It's great. Wrong answer. Number 1, I completed grad school at 30 and landed my dream job in Dallas, Texas. Comeback. Move forward 2 steps. Because, everything is like a game. I love Uno, Phase 10. None of these that are paying me. The game of life. Sorry. All of them. So I'm always thinking of things in like a game. So the first one, as I said, I completed grad school at 30 and landed my dream job in Dallas, Texas. Come back for sure. Move forward 2 steps. Number 2, wrote a children's book while working over 40 hours a week. A comeback. Child, moving forward 10 steps. Laid off from that dream job. Setback. Move back 15 steps. So do you mean I'm almost at the beginning again? Oh, I'm beyond the start. Okay. Try entrepreneurship. Come back. Move forward 3 steps. Revenue from entrepreneurship. Setback. Move back 10 steps. Return to the workforce to pay off debt accrued during the no guidance period of entrepreneurship. You just came back to move forward 5 more steps. And then you decided to compete. Your 7th is to complete classes through Duke and invest in professional growth. Come back 2 steps. So let's just say I'm still crawling out of the setback stage, okay? 7 is also my go-to number this year. 7 equaling completion. Get it? August 7th, 7 bullet points, 2017. I'm just saying. Anyways, I was quite bummed last week when I had to cancel a trip at the last minute. My sister reassured me that everything would be okay and that we still had a conference to attend on Saturday. Act Like a Success Experience with Doreen Rainey, Patrice Washington, and Paul Kirk Brunson. My sister and I arrived early and sat in the front row to soak in all the goodness that these dynamic speakers had to offer. Their stories of setbacks, comebacks, and planting seeds. I sat in that front row thinking that my introvert ways keeps me from moving to the next level at times. The feeling of hearing no thanks can crush a person. How would I get to a yes if I stopped trying? During the break, I text one of my oldest friends to ask her about a time working with Patrice and what questions should I ask her during the Q&A session. Sadly, I couldn't think of one. Everything that I wanted to know was answered during the sessions, and quite frankly, there was no answer they could give me to deal with self. I knew my problem and how to correct it. So the conference concludes. I walk in the lobby to stand in the line to take a picture with Patrice. Again, I didn't have a question. Instead, I had something to give her. During her session, she touched on the topic of grief. I decided to share with her the project I'm currently working on and gave her 2 wristbands, which is one of these, the Let's Talk About Grief wristbands. I promised to stay in contact and to keep her updated on everything that is Final 48 project. My sister and I left empowered and learned so much about ourselves. We met some amazing people that I know we will have a bond with forever because of this one experience. Setbacks must happen in order for you to appreciate the comeback. Traveling the journey of being a 30-something success story is challenging, but I have to remember to be committed to the vision and not attached to the way I get there, which was the favorite quote from that from that conference. And then until next time, XOXO RJ. So that was just, You heard me say that there was a trip that was planned. I had to cancel it, and my sister and I went to this conference that was absolutely mind blowing. And I didn't realize that I posted this on the 7th, and just how I just love numbers, and how that also plays into, again, the Still Thankful challenge. So that doing that for 7 years and then realizing your 8th year, you have to be on to a new beginning. What does that look like? Listen, I'm just enjoying this ride. So if you are ready for the next story, we're just going to roll right on over into it. Okay, y'all. So the last story that I want to read to you all, and then because I'm wrapping up this month of thanks. So I'm really thankful for these stories that I was even listen. Oh no, I'm going to say I'm thankful for the strength that God gave me to write these stories, and to share them with you all. Because every Monday you all were tuning in and reading and responding and leaving comments, and I appreciate it. So the title for this particular story time was Back to Me. I research, I create, I publish. Okay. Do you struggle with expressing your strengths? I know that I can do a better job with my elevator pitch. In the past, I didn't want to come across as being boastful or arrogant. Then it hit me, a reminder. My dean in graduate school told me that I was too modest when it comes to celebrating my strengths. I thought that was her way of calling me humble. But no, she was saying that I don't use my gifts enough. There are some things that you would have no idea that I could do unless I told you or had the courage to show you. For example, I was at work and I began speaking with a community partner about the Final 48 project. She was blown away by the stories that were being told on the site. We began talking about another community leader, and I kid you not, 15 minutes later, he walked through the door. I couldn't make this up. This was the first time outside of our business hours that I knew about this leader stopping by. The snowball effect continued. I was on a roll that afternoon. I spoke to the community leader about my project, and just like that, I had a radio interview scheduled for next week. I challenge everyone this week to express to someone new the importance of your gift. I started on social media and received some of the best feedback ever. Here's my caption for the featured photo. Hi, my name is RJ. I'm a trained archivist specializing in 18th and 19th century manuscript and a researcher. I create dope content for Final 48 Project and publish the first book in the Alley Cat series. Don't be shy. Introduce yourself. Let your gifts be known. Hashtag Brown Girl Bloggers. Don't be too humble that you allow an opportunity to pass you by. I'm getting back to me and letting the world know the gifts that God has blessed me with. Go forth and be great. You got this. Now, these are stories that I probably have not revisited since 2017. So for me to I don't even want to say blindly, because clearly the Spirit led me to those 3 stories today. One of them mentions pitch. So the last time I was in the studio, I believe I was heading to a pitch competition locally. And one of the questions that I'm going to just call him Big Bro, because that's how you begin. That's how you be jumping on me, like a big brother, which we already know that. He said to me at the pitch competition, why didn't you go out for this? I needed to see what the pitch competition was even like. So now I decided to throw my hat in the ring. And on December 2nd, I will be in Kalamazoo as a finalist for a pitch competition. So when I think about the blogging, the stories, even you all, it's gotten me to this point right here, and thank you. So as I conclude this story time for this episode, thank you for watching, listening, your feedback, and knowing that there is more to come. So this is only just the closure of a Still Thankful month, but it is the openings for so many great things to come. So I want you all to have a very blessed Thanksgiving. You celebrate it the way that you choose to celebrate it. And we'll see you next time. Homegirl Ronnika with the Please Do Tell podcast. See ya.